Deal number 5. This was a sub 2 deal we got on a fourplex at a 3.25% interest rate. Pretty sweet deal. Alex found this. Where'd you get it?
Cold calling off of fsbo.com, which is forsalebyorner.com.
That was his second week ever.
That was my first week.
First week? Yeah. I think it was his second phone call. No joke that he ever made. They were just, someone was advising us to call Craigslist, for sale by owner, things that you don't even expect to get a deal out of, but it just gives you reps to talk to sellers. He ends up getting in touch with a random guy in College Station with a fourplex. We didn't have much experience with it. I knew how subject to worked. I'd negotiated several of these deals already. But he ends up getting him in touch with me. I figure out he's behind on his payments. So he originally wanted like $325. He was open to something creative whenever I first brought it up, but I shortly after found out he was behind on payments. So that's when I kind of played the long game. It took 4 months of follow-up. So this guy wanted to pocket, I think he wanted $325 for the whole property. So the ARV was probably $325, maybe $330, but he wanted basically the retail price. 2 of the units needed a lot of work. 2 of them were already rented out. He was living in one, so his whole goal was to do a whole house hack. He was trying to be in real estate. He ended up doing a whole forbearance thing during COVID, didn't pay his mortgage, and now they're calling it all due. The one unit was vacant because someone recently moved out and needed work that he wasn't going to put into it. So at the end of the day, though, it's a 3.25% interest rate, and he bought it on a VA loan about a year and a half ago. So what happened was after 4 months of follow-up, I can't remember how.
He was pretty unmotivated at the start.
Yeah, at the beginning, he's like, hey, I just want to get 20 grand out of this. I'm going to move out of the country. But he wasn't in foreclosure. We just figured out he was behind on payments. So once I knew he was behind, I was like, hey, like, we can't give you that much, but if it works out later, let me know. And then I just kept reaching out every single month. He kept asking for a little bit less. Finally, he got the foreclosure notice, I believe, or got some sort of email. So I was like, hey, like, we can get you $5,000, catch up to $30,000. So that's what we did. We ended up partnering with someone in our network that lived in College Station. So we caught up the $30,000 he was behind. We brought the $5,000 to the seller, and then we took over. It was about $19.50 a month in the principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So that's just your monthly mortgage payment. So we bought this subject to by catching up, making the loan current. Gave him $5,000, so we're about $35,000 plus closing costs into this deal. We now take over the 3.25% interest rate. We do pay like $45 or maybe $40 a month for servicing. So what this is when you go through a subject to deal, you have to work with title companies that are knowledgeable on this. They have attorneys in place. You work with a servicing company to facilitate these payments. So we created a new LLC with this partner of ours. We ended up closing on this property, got him a little bit of money. We did have to go repair the 2 units that weren't rented out. And I think, what do they rent for right now?
A little bit different, but about $900 each. So $3,600 a month. Yeah,
the 2 that we fixed up are now $900. One lease ended, and now it's at $850 or $900.
Yeah, there's one vacant right now.
Yeah, well, no, the lease ends in April.
Yeah.
So it's about to be fixed up to get another couple in there, but they're each 2-bed, 1-bath. So these are not tiny. I mean, they're 800 square feet each. Could be their own little condos. So our play on this that's really cool is we split it 50-50 with the owner, with our partner, but she brought us the idea of each of these units that are 2-bed, 1-bath could eventually be sold as their own condo individually. So you can go to the city and deed each of these, and you could sell them right now for, I think there was comps at $160 each.
I think it was $180 actually.
$180, yeah. So our principal balance on the loan right now is $275. So we bought it subject to and assumed $275,000. We didn't even assume it, right? This is still in the seller's name. So he carries that debt on the note, but we have the deed. So we're the owners. We make the payments. We collect the rent, and it's cash flowing, $1,500. We do pay 8% to a property manager. So we don't have to do anything on this other than we did have to spend some extra money getting some of those units fixed up. Wasn't anything crazy, but now cash flowing over time. Like I said, this will get paid down by these tenants. The appreciation will start to go up more and more. It's about 12 minutes from A&M, which is the college over there. And eventually we plan to deed each of these, hopefully sell them for $200,000 plus. That's what, $800,000.
Yeah.
And our mortgage balance is $275,000 right now. So who knows, whenever we do plan to exit on that, should be a nice little payday, roll that into something bigger, or
and this is a good example too of holding on to good opportunities. This is something that I wanted to wholesale for a short time just to get quick cash, and I'm glad we didn't do that, because we would have made what, $5,000 or $10,000 probably on a wholesale. Now we have this awesome deal. So if you have a good deal, hold on to it, because you'll regret it, if you don't. So.
Right. Yeah, we spent some money. Obviously, we could have used some cash. He was trying to get out of his W-2 job. It was his first conversation. Yeah. But when you're looking at $35,000 already up front on a house that's worth $330, needs more work and repairs, someone that's buying this subject to, if we were to add a wholesale fee on top of this, you're looking at another $10,000 maybe at most, probably $5,000, rather than collecting $1,000 a month, all this equity difference and the exit strategy plus the tax benefits we get of just owning this property. So a lot of benefits if you can partner up, use other people's money. We could have gone into this if we had a little bit more time or experience, said, hey, we want $35,000. We'll, pay 10% interest over the next 5, 10 years, whatever it is, 4 years until we sell, and we still would have been cash flowing. So someone could have collected passive check on that, and we could have been 100% owners, but I'm glad we partnered with someone. She helps get everything set up. She's local, and she got the property management in place, gave us the idea of the exit strategy. So a lot of benefits to partnering as well, but pretty cool deal on a whole fourplex that we got subject to.